welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. So today I'm going to be showing you how you can turn yourself into Mrs. Lovett from Sweeney Todd. In this video, not only am I going to be showing you how you can achieve her makeup, but I'm also going to be showing you how you can style her wig as well, how you can bloody up your own rolling pin as a prop, and also how you can make your very own prop meat pie. So anyways, without any further ado, if you guys are interested in seeing how you can turn yourself into Mrs. Lovett, then just keep watching. Hey guys, so to get started, I'm going to be showing you how you can create this DIY meat prop for Mrs. Lovett. The items that you're going to need to create this are a bowl. I got this from the Dollar Tree for literally $1. 2 different colors of brown spray paint. Some plastic body parts that you can get from the Halloween store. Some Model Magic. Acrylic paints, some natural tones, and then also some red bloody tones as well. Fake blood, I'm going to be using Ben Nye Fresh Scab and Ben Nye Stage Blood. Some 𝐒6000, but I actually ended up using a hot glue gun instead. A small paper plate, some paintbrushes, and some sculpting tools, including a toothbrush for adding texture. So to start off, I'm going to be creating a little display platform in the bowl for the meat pie, and this part's honestly a little bit difficult to explain, but essentially I'm going to be cutting out a circle from my paper plate, using the outside perimeter to hold up the inside circle of the paper plate, and that is what we're going to be gluing into the bowl to hold up the meat pie. So I'm just going to be taking that outside perimeter, squishing it together, and gluing that to the bottom of the bowl before taking the inside portion of the paper plate and gluing that right on top to rest on this mini platform that we've created. Next, you're going to take your bowl outside and go ahead and spray paint both the outside of the bowl and the inside as well. Now, I know I said 2 different colors of spray paint. Honestly, you can use just one. I happen to use 2 because I had 2 on hand. So I went ahead and I sprayed it with the lighter color before going in with the darker color, but allowed a little bit of the lighter color to peek through just so it can kind of give a more natural wood tone without being too solid in one color, but we're going to be painting over with acrylic paints anyway, so honestly, just stick with one color and then add some details using your acrylic paints instead. Next, we're going to be molding our meat pie. I'm going to be taking a good old handful of some Model Magic before peeling off a little bit, and I'm going to be setting that aside to work on as the topping of our meat pie and also the braided rim as well. So I'm just going to be taking a good handful of some Model Magic and forming that into a circle before lightly flattening it, and then taking a little piece that I've also started to spread out and round and applying that right on top. This is going to be the topper, so that way we're not wasting too much Model Magic, and so I'm just going to be blending those together, and then I'm going to be taking a long piece of Model Magic and just rolling that out between my hands, and this is what we're going to be using to braid. So to cut this in half, I actually just folded it in half before making a little cut with some scissors, and then I'm just folding this over each side to kind of create a loose braid design. The good thing about this is this also does not need to be perfect because Mrs. Lovett is a little bit more of a sloppy butcher, I guess you could say, so she doesn't take too much detail into making things look perfect, but for me, I just wanted it to look a little bit nice. I'm then going to be applying this around the perimeter of our little meat pie before taking my blending tool and just blending the edges into the meat pie, just that way everything is adhered properly. And then to cut out my little bite-sized piece, I'm actually going to be using this heart-shaped cookie cutter that I used for my Vanellope von Schweetz tutorial, except the great thing about this is that you can also just use, you know, a plastic knife. You don't need to be this fancy, but I had this on hand, so I was like, you know what, this works. Next, you're just going to be examining your appendages and figuring out kind of what piece you want where. So I'm going to apply a little bit of an ear into my meat pie. So I'm just going to be cutting out a piece of it. And then to add some texture to make it look all gooey and gross and meaty inside, you're just going to layer up a few layers of some hot glue and allow that to dry. This is going to be creating a nice bubbled texture, and then go ahead and adhere your pieces to this. And since I still had that mini slice of meat pie that I had cut out, I figured I might as well go ahead and add some texture and decorate this one anyway, just use it as display. So I'm going to be applying a little bit of an appendage to this as well. I'm going to be creating an incision to the top of the meat pie, and then using a sponge and toothbrush, I'm going to be adding detail all around the pie to help give it a little bit more texture. And then when I like the way that looks, I'm going to go ahead and let that dry for about a day or 2. 24 hours later, it was dry enough for me to go ahead and start painting. I'm going to be taking some acrylic paints on a brush and just applying this all over the meat pie. What I love about this is honestly this isn't too much different than a makeup look. You want to make sure that you add shadows and contours, and then also you want to make sure to highlight it as well. Since this is a prop, you can definitely make it as dark or as light as you want. Since the world of Sweeney Todd is a lot darker and gorier, I definitely went ahead and added more shadows to definitely make it look a little burnt as well, because the reason Mrs. Lovett doesn't have any customers is because it's gross, and also because her food is probably completely burnt 24/7. I went ahead and set that aside to dry, and now I'm going to be adding some detailing to our little metal bowl to make it look not so metal and make it look a little bit more wooden. So I'm just going to be taking the brush and adding some streaks of some gold highlights and also some black contours as well. When my meat pie is dry, I'm just going to be going into some black paint, and I'm going to be adding a few more details to some of the crevices that we have on our meat pie before going in and adding some blood. This is something that I really like, so I'm going to start off by actually using some acrylic paint just to go ahead and apply right over the areas that we have that hot, gluey, gooey mess, and I'm just going to be going ahead and covering up the fake blood that is already on these appendages as well, because we want this all to look uniform and unison and all look the same. And so once that is done, you're going to go ahead and dirty up the appendages as well, because they're just a little bit too bright and we want this to look a little bit more realistic. And so in doing that, you're also going to be taking some of that blood and pulling that up throughout the meat pie, just so that way it's a little scratchy and that you have some marks throughout the meat pie and not just in the bloody areas, but definitely that it's leaked into some others as well. Since we're going to be covering this in fake blood, I figure we might as well add a few highlights underneath just so that this can stand through the fake blood a bit. I'm going to be using this really bright apple cherry red. I really like this because honestly in the Sweeney Todd movie, everything is very bright when it comes to the blood. I mean, the entire movie is just extremely dark, but then the blood is a really bright red. So I thought that that was kind of a really cool tribute to it before we go ahead and apply Ben Nye stage blood right on top of this. What I love about this is that this really just makes it look juicy and gory, and it's absolutely amazing. Now, if you don't have any fake blood on you, you can of course paint it with the acrylic paint, and then if you have some KY jelly, apply that right on top, and that will also give your pie a little greasy, gooey looking sheen as well. And that is the completed Mrs. Lovett meat pie prop. And next I'm going to be showing you this really quick DIY for a bloody rolling pin. So in order to create this, you're just going to need a rolling pin, some acrylic paints or fake blood, and a paintbrush. So the trick to this is you're just going to have some paint on your plate, and you're just going to take your finger and splatter this all over the rolling pin. Feel free to add a lot more in certain areas as if there was blunt force trauma to that section of the rolling pin, and then create a variety of different splatters as well. I love this technique. It's one of my favorite things to do. However, I will say I still have acrylic paint on my walls and my laptop from when I was filming this. So just keep that in mind. Have some drop cloths spread around because little bits will go everywhere. And so just that quick little technique is how you can create a really easy prop to have for your Mrs. Lovett character. Next, I'm just going to be showing you how you can quickly style Mrs. Lovett's wig. I got this wig from Amazon. I will have it linked down below for you guys, and I'm going to be taking a wig teasing comb, brushing the hair back, making sure the curls are nice, big, and teased, and then taking one half of the hair, I'm going to just be pulling the hair back into almost a pigtail, and then clipping that hair in place with a large hair clip. I'm going to be doing the same thing to the other side, and essentially you're making two big, loose pigtails and then just clipping that in place. Now, if you are going to a convention, I highly recommend using some more bobby pins for this look. Honestly, her hair is very loose and kind of disheveled, so I wasn't putting too much attention into making sure that this would be locked in place and stay, but it definitely worked for what I was using it for and for the costume. And then I'm just going to be sealing everything in place with some got-to-be glued hairspray. And that is the quick and easy way that I styled Mrs. Lovett's wig. Now we're going to be moving on to makeup. I'm going to be taking my Milk Hydro Grip Primer and just applying this all over my face to prep for my foundation, where I'm going to be taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation in the color 220N and applying it with my IT Cosmetics Airbrush Blurring Foundation Brush. I'm then going to be taking my Buckle Bunny Beauty Cream to Powder Foundation in the color Mocha and using this as my cream contour. I'm going to be applying this to the areas that I want to add more shadows and definition. So this is going to be my cheekbones, my forehead, my nose, and my jawline, and then making sure to go ahead and blend this out. I'm then going to be taking my ColourPop No Filter Concealer in the color Light 14 and applying this to the areas that I now want to highlight to brighten the areas that might have been a little bit muddied by the contour. So this is going to be going under my eyes and my forehead before going ahead and setting this with my Airspun Translucent Powder. Moving on to eyes, I'm going to be taking my Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish Primer and just applying this to my eyelids to prep for the eyeshadow, where I'm going to be taking my Disney Hocus Pocus ColourPop palette, and I'm going to be starting off by taking Full Moon and just applying this all over my eyes before going into Hello Salem and applying this around the outer corners of my eyes and bringing this down to my lower lash line as well, and then making sure to blend a little further down my lash line than I normally would to kind of create the illusion of some eye bags that Mrs. Lovett is known for. I'm then going to be taking Tiz Firm and just applying this all over my eyelid, making sure to softly blend it out around the edges, and you definitely want to make sure to apply this to your lower lash line as well before taking a clean fluffy brush and just making sure to blend this all together to kind of blend in with the other colors. Next, I'm going to be taking Coven and just applying this right over the eyelid to kind of add a few more brown tones to this very pink eyeshadow, but we definitely want that pink to shine through because that's going to create the redness surrounding her eyes. I'm going to be taking Full Moon to highlight her brow bone, so I'm just going to be applying that right under my brows, softly blending that out before taking Brew Potion and just applying this right onto my lid to kind of give it a slight glamorous look. I'm going to be taking my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer and just going ahead and bronzing my face. I'm going to be applying this onto my cheekbones, my forehead, and my chin before going back to my eyes, where I'm going to be taking my Makeup Forever Dimensional Dark Brown Liner and just tight lining my lash line before going in to my KVD Beauty Mad Max Brown Eyeliner and just applying that onto my lash line as well. Next, I will be taking my KVD Beauty Shade and Light Contour Palette. Taking these two colors, I'm going to be definitely defining my cheekbones a little bit more. So I'm going to be concentrating this especially right under my cheekbones before going into blush, where I'm going to be taking my Disney Mulan ColourPop Good Luck Charm blush and just applying this to the apples of my cheeks. Next, I will be taking my BH Cosmetics Spotlight Highlight Palette, taking Ethereal and Dream, and I'm going to be using this to add some highlight. I'm going to be applying it to my cheekbones, my nose, and my collarbones as well, since those are exposed. Moving on to lips, I'm going to be taking my ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the color On Ice and just going ahead and outlining my lips before going into my Disney Designer Collection ColourPop Beast Liquid Lipstick and just applying this all over my lips. Moving back to our eyes, I'm going to be working on my eyelashes. I'm going to go ahead and prep them by curling them before taking my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara and just sweeping this through my upper and lower eyelashes. And then for the false eyelashes, I'm going to be taking my favorite pair, which are my E&E Lashes in Cherry, and just popping that right on to my lash line. And that is the completed Mrs. Lovett makeup look from Sweeney Todd. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below what you'd like to see next. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos. If you haven't already, consider supporting me on Patreon. Any donation helps me create all of these videos for you guys, and anything helps, and I really appreciate it. But of course, it's not required by any means. If you haven't already, also make sure that you check out my Sweeney Todd makeup tutorial, which I will have linked down below. And of course, with all that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!